Hi there, I'm Suzanne, your friendly Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. Welcome to my monthly paper pumpkin alternative video on my YouTube channel and blog. I share 5 alternative ways to use the kit in this video, and I sell the products I feature as well. I hope you enjoy my free video tutorial and would love to see you sign up with me as a paper pumpkin subscriber. Visit sunstampin.com for more information. This month's paper pumpkin kit is called Summer Nights, and it is for the month of July 2020. And I am going to share with you 5 alternatives to create out of this box. And here's the stamp set. There is sort of like a RSVP party kind of theme here. And then there's a couple of sentiments that are for summer. So there was the Summer Nights add-on that you could apply for here. And I'm showing you the card bases that come with it. I loved these cards. The Galaxy, you can't get any cooler than that. Love it. The envelopes are pretty cool too. And this was everything that you actually got in the kit. There's some vellum jars, there's some little paper lanterns, there's stars and fireflies, and this was the instructions on how to put everything together the way the kit was intended. And of course, if you wanted to follow along with me, I'm certainly happy to share with you some things that I came up with. It was kind of hard because this was more or less sort of like paper lanterns, and I didn't want to overdo the card bases in case you didn't get the card bases. So I'm just going to do a really simple card right here. This is the Blackberry Bliss ink that came in the kit. I'm just using my large size ones for ease of use. And I stamped the You Light Up My Life sentiment. And then I'm coming in with Coastal Cabana and Night of Navy for the fireflies. And I am random stamping. So this is a card base, Whisper White, thick, and there's in the stamp set there is this little star image that I am abusing here, and then I will go in with the firefly like light, I guess, and I guess it's its body. Do you know I've never seen a firefly in real life, so just saying. I don't know if they live here in Canada. If they do, I've never seen them. I saw a thing on Facebook recently where someone had one and it flew right off their hand, and it actually did look like it lit up like a light, and I'm fascinated. I have never seen that in my life, and you may think that I live a sheltered life, but I just live in British Columbia, Canada, and I have never seen one here, so there you are. So that's a really simple card. So for the second card, I am using the Whisper White Thick card base, and then this vellum jar. And this particular paper came from the kit itself. So I am utilizing that, and I'm going to cut out the shape of a jar with this orange backing. So I'm just using my paper snips and following along the edge here. And basically I'm going to make a vellum shaker card. So this is the backing part to my shaker. And I just felt like it was a little bit, I don't know, bright. I liked it. And I thought, well, if you were to catch fireflies, and I know that some people apparently do catch fireflies and put them in a jar. Like I said, have never done that in my life. So this is foam adhesive strips. And I cut, now it looks like I'm just cutting one off, but I'm actually cutting the foam adhesive strip in half. So it's a long length of, it's almost like double stacked Stampin' Dimensional. It's very tall, like the height of 2 Stampin' Dimensionals, but it comes in a little strip. And you know what, I have to say, I love all the adhesives that Stampin' Up is coming up with these days. The strips, they came in maybe a couple catalogs ago, and I just love them. And I actually removed the release paper so that I can bend around a corner. So if you're having a hard time bending the foam adhesive sheets, there's a little tip for you. And then and the reason why I cut it in half is so that I can kind of hide it behind the gold foiling that's on that vellum. And I suppose if you didn't have the foam adhesive strips, you could just use your Stampin' Dimensionals, like the bones, the stuff on the outside, and, create your own. It doesn't have to be very high, because here these fireflies are flat, so they can move around inside the jar decently well. And you can see I put 3 fireflies in the jar, and then I instantly felt bad. I'm a pet owner, and that's not cool to capture anything. I think all animals need to be free. I put spiders outside all the time, so I felt bad. So now what I'm doing is I cut off a lid, like the lid of one of the other vellums, and I colored it with my smoky slate blends marker. I'm gonna make that look like the top, like the lid of the jar, so it looks like the lid's off of it, because I feel like all animals should be free. I'm a weirdo, I realize this. It's all make-believe, but it makes me feel better. And it's my card, so there you are. I'm going in with my sponges, and I'm blending ink onto the card base. So I started off with Garden Green for the imaginary grass, and now this is, what's it called? Seaside Spray. One of my favorite blues. It's kind of a bluey purple, and it gives, a very soft blend over to make it look like sky. So that was very simple. My little grid sheet there I used just so that I don't make my table icky. And I have folded it in half, and here is my lid. I have a little bit of adhesive on there. I will eventually put a dimensional. Here's the dimensional, and then I will adhere everything to the card base. So now you can see I feel better because the lid of the jar is off, and my little fireflies will eventually escape. And then I felt like, well, maybe I probably should make it look like they're escaping. So I put one on the jar lid and one, escaping out of the jar. And then, so then I just kept on adding friends. So I know there's a method to my madness, you guys. And here's one that's escaping. So it is kind of a shaker card, but it's also, the jar is covered. Basically the jar is covered in bugs. Ew. Okay, so I have stamped the sentiment, and the sentiments are so cute. Let me see if I can. It says, "Oh, the summer nights are all alight with everything magic and bright." Love that. There's also "You light up my life." So those 2 sentiments were pretty much used interchangeably with my cards for this video. So I'm using just a little bit of adhesive that was Stampin' Seal, which I love. Can't get enough of that adhesive. And this is Wink of Stella, and I'm going over the little fireflies that came in the kit, and this is how the card looks. Shaky, shaky, shaky. So cute. Moving on to card number 3, I'm sorry if you can actually hear my air conditioner going. It's the best I can do, you guys. All right, so this is a card base of thick whisper white. This is one of the envelopes from the add-on kit. So I really liked the pattern on here. It is some of the Coastal Cabana fireflies. And I sacrificed one envelope, you guys. Well, no, maybe, well, you know how I am with envelopes. I sacrifice them all the time. So I cut out a piece that was 5 1/4 by 4. And now I have a piece of whisper white, probably 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 maybe. And then I stamped in the sentiment in that bottom right corner, and I applied a little patio lantern and fixing it with the string that came in the kit, trimming off the excess, applying an exorbitant amount of Stampin' Dimensionals on the back, and then ready to assemble my card. So first goes the envelope paper, which is really pretty. I don't know what it is about that, but I really liked it. And then that whisper white piece. And then I have, I put down a circle of Wink of Stella, and then I applied some Stampin' Seal to my lovely firefly and plunked that right over top of the Wink of Stella. And I thought it was perfect. It's a lovely, simple little card. Then I came in with, this is called Shimmer Crystal Effects. It has glitter in it. I think you can still get it. It comes in a small tube like that. Let me see if I can find the number. I'm not 100% sure if it's still, I can't find the number. But anyway, I think it's still available, but I'm not sure. I should check that out. But anyway, any shiny adhesive to make it look like glass. Anyway, moving on from that topic, here I have whisper white thick card base. I have another one of the galaxy photos, like postcards, I guess. I'm sacrificing yet another envelope from the add-on kit. And then I cut the galaxy picture down to, hang on, I'm gonna measure it, so I'm rustling in my desk right now. Okay, I cut it down to 3 inches by 4 inches, and I'm also using one of the other postcards that came in the kit to use as a template so that I can round the corners just with my scissors, and it would be the exact same corner rounding, so you don't have to actually go in and get a corner rounder that matches that. So this envelope that came with the add-on kit that you can get, it has a beautiful gold foil. So I plunked that down on my whisper white thick card base. Then I plunked down my galaxy picture, which I adored right there. Then I actually stamped on that. Do you remember in the last video I took the lid from the vellum jar? So this is the rest of the jar. So I'm putting my sentiment on the vellum. And the one thing that I will make note here is that vellum takes a minute to dry. So if you're using a water-based ink like I am, which was Blackberry Bliss, I do warn you that, you could smudge. So do be cautious about that. And then these giant big stars came in the kit as well, and I ended up putting 5 down, 5 stars, and always try to go for odd numbers, and I always try to triangle around the sentiment. I don't know, it makes me happy. So and I think it's something about the odd number. I've heard that it goes better, and I tried to put 6 in there, but it just didn't work. And I always like to tuck one underneath my card, like my focal point too. I don't know why. There may be method to my madness, or I just might be mad. or not necessarily mad, crazy. There you are. I'm not surprised that 2020 is making us all crazy. Okay, so last card, card number 5. I have 2 of the card bases from the add-on kit. Bringing out my trimmer, and I'm going to cut the card bases in half. Then I have a card base that is a slimline card. So it is 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5. So I am making a slimline card. This is my new thing. I love slimline cards. So it takes 1 full sheet of paper, and you have to sort of lop off a little bit, like 4 inches or something. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing here. I have applied a whole bunch of adhesive to the front of my card, and now I am putting down the 2 card fronts, and it'll work out in a sec. Just hang on. I'm going to fold my card base, my slim line card base, and now I'm going to trim off the excess of those two Galaxy card bases that did not come in the kit. It was the add-on, and you can see now I have a beautiful night sky that fits across a slimline card. Now I have the lanterns here, the patio lanterns, and I have 3 each of each color. And I put a single strip of Stampin' Seal adhesive on one of them, 1 each of the colors. I put a single layer of dimensionals on one each of the colors, and then I doubled up on the 1 each of the colors of Stampin' Dimensionals. So there's 3 copies of each color, and they vary in height. So as I'm lining these lovely patio lanterns, now if I had more string, I probably would have looped that all together. I just didn't have a string that matched, and I felt that I didn't necessarily need it either. So I adjusted some of the colors and made sure that it looked more random. And then I did just stamp "You Light Up My Life" right on the card, and I didn't like it. So I brought out a piece of Whisper White stamping weight paper, cut out the sentiment, or stamped and then cut out the sentiment. And then I just placed it right over top of where I wanted it, but not before I put dimensionals on it. And then I'm cutting a little bit more of that vellum around. So it is Whisper White dimensional. Then there's the vellum, and then I actually put dimensionals on that so that it has a varying height. And I like that better. And then I went in with the shimmery crystal effects again, and colored all of the patio lanterns. I did put more stars on, actually. I found a lot more room for the stars, and I just felt that this was a really cute and whimsical card, so I could go a little haywire with the stars. And you will see that if you don't have shimmery crystal effects, you could use the fine tip glue pen. You could just use Wink of Stella over top, and that would be fine. Any glue that dries clear and hard and not tacky, so not Tombow, because Tombow won't do, but any glue or adhesive that dries clear crystal. Even I bet you nail polish would work too in this case, if you don't have any of the sort of harder crystal-like glues. Then when this dries, it's going to have a shine like the patio lanterns kind of do. They are shiny to me, sparkly, and I love the shimmery crystal effects. It came in with our Christmas catalog so long ago. Not 100% sure if it's carried over though. Anyway, that is my 5 cards for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and bye for now. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.